What's up, y'all? 8 p.m. East Coast time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard. It's the trades. It's been a while. We're just warming up, setting a vibe. We have a great show today. Tell a friend, it's the trades. If you want to know, we're listening to sound of DJ Flag. Of course, we slowed it down because we're more on a chill mode. Let us know where you're from. We have Greenland in the house. All City says, hell yeah, brother Ab. That's your channel. Yo, Greenland in the house. Gonna have a great conversation with a good guy right here. Welcome to the Pro 41 channel. We're gonna start in 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Tell a friend. Two minutes. All right, we're starting the countdown. We're gonna start in 30 seconds. This video has been brought to you by Break Connect. Go to the website and register. Check out what they have to offer at breakconnect.com. Yo, what's up? This is Shadow Rock and Pro 41 of the Floor Gangs and Nelconnect Tribe, and you're watching The Trades, the show about breaking, hip hop, and the business of. How's everyone doing? Monday night, 5 p.m. West Coast time, 8 p.m. East Coast time. Tell a friend, it's The Trades. It's been a while since I've done this show. All November, I was busy. First, it was my girl's birthday. Spent time with her. Then it was freestyle session. Got to actually do the awards ceremony for the Cool Herc Party Rockers. Actually met with Coca Rock, Dancing Doug, Trixie, Sasa, the twins. I got to break bread with them. And you already know in the trades, we already we're covering, we have barely touched the 80s on the trades. Like I've been on the 70s tip, right? Had Track 2, had the Sasa on, had Charlie Rock on. So I'm still on my 70s kick. Like I know most of the guys that come from the 80s, like, why don't you have any of the guys from the 80s yet? Well, because I'm still covering the 70s. Like, hold on, let me let me try to get everything together before I like move on to the even like okay, I'll admit I've jumped to the 210s. I've jumped to the kids that are representing now. But as far as like the original guys, I still have to like cover all this for you guys to get the full story. That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? This is the business, right? So, and we have a really dope show. Again, I'm covering bases. I'm trying to get all perspectives as much as I can. But before we do that, I have to clean house. And first of all, 89% of you are not subscribed. But actually, I just turned in my digital form for monetization. I think it's finally happening. We're actually doing this for the last 2 years on YouTube, even though I've been doing it since 2016 on Facebook and Instagram. This is the first, this is where I really transferred to YouTube. I've done the podcast space in YouTube. And within this is today, they actually are looking over monetization. What does that mean? That means that I can finally put the money from this channel, the Pro41 channel that you're watching right now, into the show to get better quality content, better audio equipment, better camera, this and that. So I'm really excited for that. So thank you for those who have subscribed. For those who haven't, if you want to just troll and watch, go ahead. But it's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. You know what I'm saying? So again, subscribe, click the like on this video, and click the bell for notifications if you like content like what I do. All right. That being said, shout out to zinworld.com. And what they do is what they have is called the CBD. Now, CBD is from the cannabis plant. Everyone knows about THC because that's the thing that gives you the head high. But CBD actually has healing properties, right? So it doesn't give you the head high, but it does help with inflammation. So I have a fine CBD product right here. This is called the Zen World Nano Drops. Put this in your sports drink, your coffee, and your water. And right after your workout, you drink it up and it helps calm down the inflammation. Now, if you don't want to drink it, there's always the CBD freeze. Now, this works like an icy hot, but the main ingredient is CBD. So you just roll it on. Now, the cooling and the heating effect massages it, but the CBD heals it. That's not in icy hot. So you can get these fine products on zinworld.com, and you put the promo code Gearheads for 10% off. So why not save money as you rest and restore? All right, cool. That's cleaning house. Now, again, I've been on my 70s kick. You know what I mean? I've been on the 70s kick, and it's been great because there's people that I never thought I was going to get to interview. I'm getting to interview. You know what I mean? And within recent time, I tend to interview and interact more with those guys from the Hevalo, the guys like Dancing Doug, Sasa. These are the guys I actually interviewed. And again, I was at freestyle session, but I was like hanging out with those. I was actually with those guys. I gave them an award, and they were actually like some of them were. Coco Rock was really surprised. I knew a lot about him and stuff like that, and even knew about the Executive Playhouse and the Helo and stuff like that. We had track 2 on, but again, as I'm moving down this timeline or intersecting timelines, I was like, okay, this guy has done a few interviews, but I want to interview him. And I met this guy back in Outbreak. I believe it was 2010. And we heard a lot about the crew. And this was kind of like the comeback. This is the early aughts, right? The early 2010s to right now. Now the crew is widespread all over the place now. You know what I'm saying? And one of the guys responsible for that, or the guy that was responsible for that, is on this show today. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Abby from TBB. What's up, Abby?
What's up?
I hope you like the intro.
Man, I'm over here blushing already. Man, that was tight, man.
Yeah, man. So like I said, I'm trying to get all aspects as we talk to all timelines, all perspectives. That's what this show is about, because we're trying to figure this all out. We're trying to a lot of us especially for me, I started in the '80s. The oldest that we get is like like the Saint Rocksteady. We get
Mm,
New York City Breakers, right?
mm,
Being for the West Coast, but it's still like there's kind of like there's more of a story now, but it's still everything's everywhere.
mm,
So I'm trying to come down the line and see what we can what we could take. You know what I'm saying? So it's
mm.
better to get more perspectives. So again, this is why you're on the show. So the first thing I like to ask is this: when did you get started with? I would just say dancing. Let's just start with just dancing. What's the beginning of your journey with dancing?
Hmm. That's a tricky question because dancing, we always used to dance like my families when they Christmas or Thanksgiving or they always had some crowds over, uncles,
Right,
grandpa, uncles,
right,
aunts, and dancing and salsa,
right,
a little bit of mambo and the old funk, R&B, and rock.
right. Okay,
So
so
yeah.
that's something I want to ask too. Like, so I think a lot of people are confused by rock, right? Because like when people in the '80s think of rock, they think of Guns N' Roses, they think of Metallica.
Hmm.
But when you guys say rock, are you talking about like what they called pop music? Like they considered Little Richard rock, right?
Hmm.
Like they
Right.
considered Aretha Franklin rock, I
Yeah.
think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even though it was R&B, right? Like,
Yeah.
is that the terminology of just this genre of music? Like, did it fit soul and funk in there?
Well, I mean, late '60s, early '70s rock. That's all you listen to, right? Or even Lele. Lele was from Funk PM City Crew. He used to mix. He had just regular house turntables and a big old amplifier, and he would just cut without a mixer or something. And he would steal the electric from the pole. And back in the days, we had these little plugs that we would put in the socket and you could plug it in into one of those electrical outlets, and boom, you got power. He used to throw jams up in 129, and we used to go there, and he pumped from Rolling Stones, but only the break beats from Rolling Stones to I mean any kind of music that was rocking, that was either funk or R&B, rock and roll, or it was just it was it. And he would only and a lot of them you play the whole record, but then a lot of them you only dance to the beat. So so
Right, right, right.
back in the days we used to dance with girls mostly. I
Yeah,
mean, I didn't because I was 9, 10,
right,
but there was the only time we would go up, we go get down, and floor rock would be on the breaks.
right. So
Um,
so even if the song played the whole time, when that part came on, you guys would just drop a little bit or drop
yeah,
fully.
man, no drop. We could, I mean, it's hard to explain it. So when I first started dancing, when I started back in the house, but in the streets was in the schoolyards or in the block parties. They had that spank, they had the bus stop and all that
Right,
stuff.
right. Okay, okay. So you guys are doing all the
Yeah,
modern social dancing, right?
yeah. So, I mean, I have two people that I always think about, and it's Karate Chino and my mentor Bosco. Bosco was an old TVB member, original TVB, the son of Moms and Pops Disco. If
Right.
you remember that.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
heard of the mom and pops.
yeah,
Yeah.
Karate Chino was down with I think he was down with Flying Dutchman, if I'm not mistaken. He taught me. He would, well, we look, we used to run behind the crew, right? Batch would come with the crew every it's a jam either 118 or if it's a jam in 129. And me, my boy Spack, because we was the younger guys. So Spack, me, Kuko, his brother, Janet came out every now and then, her sister, but we hung out together because we was young, we was the young ones.
Right.
Batch didn't want me going around hanging and, because shit happened.
Right, right, right.
There used to always be somebody,
Mhm.
So we go and then so I go behind. We go behind like 2 or 3 blocks behind them, and we're following them. And once we get into the park, we disappeared. And I always caught up with Bosco or with Karate Chino. And Karate Chino was a gangster. He was, and Bosco was more like a stick-up kid. He always dressed dope. He had his BVDs, his Kango, his Playboys, the pinstripes,
Right.
fucking, and his little gold chain, his stocky, and always smoking a joint. Karate Chino on the other hand was all bummed out, combat boots, bandana, bucket hats, and he taught me like a little bit of the gangster type of top rock, right?
Okay.
And Bosco, he would teach me more of I would say more of the flyer style of top rock, which was the slick back, the shaking, the rolling the dice,
Okay.
doing a dip and turning around, putting your finger up, through the back and and coming out, that type of shit. The gangsters were more, more violent, and
Okay.
and the stick up kid dance top box, they were more slick Rick with the gun in their ankle, they slip down, plop plop,
So
gangster would come and chop your head off, hit it with a bat, like that type.
there was already two different styles of monks, and you're all in the same block. Like there's
Yeah,
already two different like
yeah,
interpretations of it. That's crazy. Would you
yeah.
say wait,
Mm-hmm.
wait, which one? So wait, what was his name in karate? What
Karate
was his name
Chino,
in
Karate Chino was he was
Karate Chino? So you would say he's more like just like what we would see of Burns. Like we would see like
yeah,
that type of stuff, right?
Brooklyn
Yeah.
style. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Eh,
the anger dancing. Instead of doing that to somebody, you're doing it through the dance, not through physical. Uh,
right. And
touch.
then you say Bosco is more smooth with it.
Bosco
Like
was,
kind of.
but rest in peace, man. Bosco, when he put it down, dude, he put it down. When he put
But it
it
was
down,
different. It was different.
so dope, man. Because it again the 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 stick up cats, they would go to a lot of pre-disco places.
Okay.
They would
Okay.
dress up and they would have that more style, a dope style type of fresh shit.
Okay.
And then the gangsters that there was outside, it was more like DGF, don't give a fuck, F the world, and
Mhm.
that was the attitude, and that was
Wow.
the Apache, a form of getting into a gang,
Right. Okay.
walking the Apache line,
Right.
and they would tell you to put your hand up. They cannot punch you in your face. They would hit you in the back and they would hit you with bat in the legs and whatever. They can't stab you. They could
Right.
slap you in the head, shit like that. But a lot of people, they would knock you, they would punch shit. So, I seen that shit. I seen the shit happen. I was always, of course, I was too young still.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
they would
But yeah,
throw,
this is what you seen, right? This is what you saw.
I mean, we had Chinglings our way. We had
Okay.
Savage Nomans,
Right.
Savage Skulls, same crew but different names.
Okay.
That was from the
And
same
and these are and this is different. So the stick up kids were still different from these guys.
stick up kid with stick up kids. Those
Right.
smoking joints, chilling out in the corner with a quart, chilling
Right.
and just chilling
Okay.
with their boxes. They had their little boxes. They wanted to make money to get down,
Ah.
you know,
Okay.
where they knit,
Okay.
and summer
Right. Right.
going on
Okay.
Saturdays and the knits, and they go chill
Okay.
like
Okay.
that type of feel.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I mean, that's how I remember it.
Right.
And those are the two difference between that form of top rock.
Right.
For us, the floor rocking came as a sporadic move right to the floor. So if I see a dog humping, I'll take that move and I'll go and I'll do like I'm walking and I'll like a dog and I'll go in and I actually I incorporated that into the dance. The dog
Okay.
humping, I'll turn around, take a shit on you, and then
Right.
turn around, smell you, and then take a pee.
Right. 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 So a
Then
lot of burning type stuff still.
yeah, so also like the helicopter.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that. Like, and this is okay. And just to like for the audience to know, so
Mm.
this is around 74, 75, or after 75?
No. Well. TBB was first. The founders of TBB, original founders, was Cash and Shark. They
Okay.
were graffiti artists, right?
Right.
And then on the same block on Mapes, and Mapes in close to Mohegan, just a couple of blocks down. They lived across the street from Mapes Pool.
Mhm.
Cash did, anyways. Um, they Batch and them they met and all that. Boom. So Batch got down with them, but Batch
Right.
wasn't Batch. Batch was Bat. You know?
Right.
So after a little while, Batch always told me, I don't like the name, So I think it was Cash. So when you just add a ch and you be Batch or something like that to that
Right.
perspective, and then he said, "Oh shit, that's cool." He started writing Batch. So it was actually first a graffiti crew,
Right.
and Batch was down with that graffiti crew. And in '75 is when Batch got involved in dancing.
Mhm.
Cash Sharky didn't like the dance. There was more graffiti and more chill out.
Mhm.
There was more like straight up graffiti going to the bus terminals.
Right.
Back then, there was no bus, no trains. It was all buses.
Oh
Cratoon,
wow.
the farm, the West Farms. So they would go where they parked all the buses, and they would go in there and bomb.
Right.
It's boom. Track brother Brat, a couple of times. He named me Little Brat. Um,
And were you writing too? Were you kind of like throwing up little tags and stuff like
I was
that?
a toy, B. I was a toy dude. I was scared shit because it's dark going in, and they
Right.
had dogs and Batch and a couple of the guys. They would take like fucking bones and meat and just throw it in there, and the dogs would go that way, and they'll come this way, and they'll go inside the bus and start tagging up
Right.
like that. Shit like that. Batch. Yeah, I don't remember too much stuff because I smoked a lot of dust in the '80s.
Oh
Right?
shoot.
So I was dust head, bro, with crack, space
Damn.
dust. We did all the type of shit. Um, but since I've been clean, a lot of stuff comes to you when you start
Right.
talking about it. Then one thing goes into another, and you start connecting shit.
Right.
And that's when shit start getting real, and shit you start opening up your wounds in your stomach, shit that you did before that you don't want to talk about,
Right.
or that
Yeah.
happened,
So.
and it has to, and you have to talk about it because that's
Right.
what led us to the dance,
Right.
from the gangs and the stick ups and the getting high, and,
Right.
we used to get the girls going to the bar, grab an old man that was drinking, and rap to him, and she would bring them out to the park, the park, or whatever park we wished to take them to. And right there, we used to call that a ganso. Whack,
Wow.
whack, 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 whack. Like,
Wow.
boom, Batch, and everybody start taking this shit. That's how it did. And
Right.
that's that type of shit was crazy. We would break night, and back in the days in the grocery stores, right? They had the gates, and they put fresh bread right on top because they couldn't take it in because they're still closed. So the bread was in a big sacks, fresh hot bread. The night before, we used to come out there, so we had our shit. So that's the main thing we used to hit. We used to hit the little bodegas. You go in, they would give you a booth. You go in and you grab the whole sack, and you boom, you break out and go home to the house. Go downstairs, get some butter or whatever. We this and we start munching out, and that's how we roll.
Right.
Um,
So you're doing all that. That's a lot. It's like kids shit, but at the same time exploring like some warrior shit, right?
mm,
What brought you to the dance if you guys are doing all that? Like why? Like it was just something to do, or is it just like
no, dance
kind
is
of like
dance. Dance is dance. Dance is it's a culture. Dance is dance. Dance was always there. So we always dance, no matter what.
right,
It's what brought us to it, and what brought us to it was all that. So the
right,
pain, the misery, the suffering. I witnessed people. We would play a manhunt, and or yeah, manhunt was one of the main, and we would go in through bandit buildings and hide and let people come find us. And we would. I bumped into a man was bloated like this, still had his uh the needle in his arm, dead. I mean, it was like that. He had flies coming out and bats. So shit, Babby, get the fuck out of there. And the dude's like, bloating, almost to explode. And then
Wow.
all the cops come and they started telling us, yo, we killed him and all this shit. Like, so it was that type of stuff. I saw this dude get thrown out of a fucking roof for stealing birds.
Wow.
It's just, you see that shit, bro.
So yeah, so you needed the dance then at the same time, like you needed it.
Went through. That's the times. Everything back then was pure, almost so pure. The weed, we called it chiba, and them shits is like they had Colombian gold. They had fucking all kind of shit, bro. That was like, yo. And then the nickel bags were in a manila envelope, little thing like this, looked like a pillow. And then they had tray bags, right? The tray bags are also big. So with $3, you go buy a tray bag and get yourself an Easy Whiter, because Easy Whiter was a paper that was long, right? So you take the sack, and you take the branches and the seeds, you crunch them up, and you mix it up with the motherfucking weed, and you roll that shit. You throw a little bit of crumb in, and you roll it, mostly paper. People saw fat joints. We used to make like 30 joints out of a nickel. 30. And so we would go sell them and pump and pop it, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We used to, that's how we made money, so well, not me.
But that's what is what you saw.
This is what I'm saying now, because remember, I was still young. Reason why I was young, because I was young. Reason why I'm a young OG is because I'm just 59, B.
Right.
So I a lot of people like they like, yeah, you was too young, you never will stay. And I have people still alive that vouch for me. I don't have to say a motherfucking thing. Just people there that say, yo, Ab was there, Dungeon, I was there. They even Kid and Joey, they gave me my own little room. I was one of the youngest kid in there because they loved me. We was like family. A lot of people say that Salso was a b-boy crew. Fuck that bullshit. That's bullshit. They was a hustle crew. Boom could tell you if you notice. Boom came out on a thing, and he set this cat up, and he said no, that's bullshit, because there was a.
So they were doing like they didn't look like what you guys did, or did they have similar moves, or was it more like
no? It was disco.
Oh, straight up disco.
Straight up hustle. That's what they had the room downstairs in the basement called the Dungeon.
Okay.
So back then they used to sell buildings, burnt out buildings, for you to fix up for $1.
Right.
And you get the paperwork. So Joey and Kid, they did that. They bought that building.
Okay.
They did. That's how. And then the Dungeon turned out to be a hooky place. So we used to go to hooky parties there.
Okay.
And a lot of us used to run away from home to go there and stay there.
Right. So you're saying salsa was more of a disco, but they didn't do any floor. Did they do any floor stuff at all, like helicopters at all?
So hell no, dude. Salsa was a fucking disco crew.
Okay.
Now TDK actually came out. Those were the cats that was b-boying, but they was part of Salsa.
Okay. All right.
But then again, now I hear that there was no Salsa. It was TDK.
Okay.
I'm just listening. I just heard this. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I think Boom told me and Kid told me. I heard and saw Kid got interviewed and Boom got interviewed. So the both of them, like, no, salsa. But people want to say that there's a crew salsa, and that's I rode with it because I remember salsa. Salsa was actually a record company, people that made music. Salsa.
Okay.
A record label.
Okay.
And to say that they was a b-boy crew and they started before us is crazy, because Salsa Records came out after TDB.
Wow.
TBB came out in 74, 75. Salsa
Okay.
came out in 76. If you look up salsa, what time salsa came out, the salsa orchestra, they'll tell you, just look it up, Google that motherfucker, you
Okay.
know?
So I'm,
What
yeah,
I
go ahead.
say is, and don't believe what I say.
Mhm.
Like I tell everybody, don't believe me. Believe, always ask questions. Always ask questions. Continue asking questions. And if my shit hits and my puzzle fits, the before and after, then I'm all right. Then I'm telling you the truth because the
Right.
puzzles fit. If
Right.
it don't fit, then it's bullshit.
Okay.
You cannot say that there was a b-boy battle in Catrona Park in '75 when that shit was all Italians.
All right.
Okay, so no Zulu Nation and no Zulu Kings and no TDK or Salsa was dancing in no fucking park because they had your ass.
Damn. Word.
All right, that was Little Italy.
Right.
Right down the block, Little Italy, Catrona Park. You cannot cross there unless you pass Little Italy. So anyway, I'm just trying to push shit out there that a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
naming no names, but I want to put shit down and and this is my truth.
Right.
Again, don't believe me. Look
Just
it
look
up.
it up. Yeah.
Look
So okay. So just from your experience, when did you first start seeing helicopters in? Because you
helicopter.
saw all the rock and or the burns and stuff like that.
I incorporated that. I actually it was first called Around the World. So
Okay.
I
Really? So that's called around the world.
world, yeah. So I was dancing and I just started doing shit. Helicopter, fucking boom, boom, boom. Then and so I said, this just sounds like that little plane 20th century that used to fly. Remember when King Kong, the
Yeah.
open
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
fake plane that went
Yeah.
around the world? That's
Yeah.
where I got that from.
Okay. Did
So
you did you come up about it, or you saw people do it too?
no, never saw nobody do it. Nobody was actually.
Okay.
Look. When we started dancing, there was no head spins, no
Right.
back spins,
Right.
no footsteps, nothing.
Right.
Sporadic
Okay.
moves. Everything was sporadic. It's like almost we took some from the Black Brothers, the Go Off or the Soul Train line dance type shit, and we added a little flavor, but added a little size, so little drops here and there, and that's where the floor rock came from.
Right.
And Batch when Batch created TVB, it shit it hit, bro, like hotcake.
Yeah.
So he had a whole big crew in no time, and everybody was, I mean, Weebles, Trace, Joe, TBB Joe, Free, uh, damn, so many names, and I want to mention everybody, and I can't. I'm nervous.
Here, let me help you because obviously with that many people, you
Mm,
guys could start forming kind of a vocabulary. Like, you know
mm,
what I mean? Was it ever, this is a question, this is a nerdy dancing
mm,
question. Did someone like, like we would have trademark move and it was also that guy would do that move. Like let's
mhm.
say maybe you did
Yeah,
helicopters.
yeah, yeah.
So like let's go through some names. Like
Mm.
you said, Weeble. What was he known for? And
Weebles
what was the move
for the
he
float,
did?
for the float,
Actual flow.
the float. Just nah, he just like I
Oh,
can't
okay.
do it. Like the float. Like let's suppose you go on the floor and you
Uh-huh.
like this, and you're floating. So
Okay.
like it wasn't no the turtle no,
Right.
that it was just float. So he would do that and come out and boom, a freeze. Everything was always top rock, floor rock, freeze, back up, look at your opponent and do a gesture or whatever, or do a last freeze or a last burn.
And
Boom.
a lot of those freezes were like basic freezes, like on your back, like
Basic
like
freezes, yeah. That started coming in when the footwork was already placed because remember, you can't b-boy because there was no b-boy yet. It was
right.
floor. It was just footworks. First power move. Remember that shit. I ain't playing no game. That was the first power move. Because without that leg swinging, you wouldn't get no swipe. You wouldn't
Right.
get no motion to start
All
doing
right.
that. So footwork is actually the first power move.
Oh, okay. Word. So how did that develop? Did it develop from the helicopter? Like
No,
when you
it develops from the from floor rocking. Floor
Yeah,
rock.
but like like so what was the first? Because like I've heard Batch talk about TT Rock, right?
Yeah.
Was he like one of the first guys to kind of like?
That see
So
that
was he drop? Will he
I
drop
don't
his
know how.
hands forward or back?
See, I don't know. Batch was there. See, I wasn't always with my brother.
Okay.
In most of the places I was in, I have to be alone because
Okay.
me and my boys, but because Bats didn't want me to be,
Right.
After a while, the only people that embraced me was Bosco or Karate Chino, and Karate Chino was more like maybe on Mapes, and then Bosco was more in when we used to go to like 118, and Charlie Chase used to live out there, and
Okay.
the guys used to help Charlie Chase go to the house,
Okay.
and to his mother's house, and go bring the equipment to 118
Right. Okay.
and,
Okay.
and get down in there, So it was
Okay.
two different places, but the dance in itself was for me was sporadic. Everything. So again, you biting, you're taking shit from something, and you putting it in. Batch made the corkscrew, and basically that was more like a Spider-Man move because he would do this and he would turn and make it look like so. It's just like
Oh, okay. And then go to the floor.
almost like Spider-Man, and then you're spinning like cork, like a cork.
Okay. Okay.
That's one of Batch's moves.
Okay.
3 steps.
Something we still use today, right?
Yeah,
Something we still use today. Yeah.
Yeah, Batch did the 3 steps.
Right.
So, and his shit was going back and forth. A lot of people, they till today, I haven't seen that done.
Ah, okay.
One way and then the other way, and then he would do another way, then he would tap and then tap.
So how was this all developing? Was like everyone feeding off of each other?
Everyone,
Like kind of
in my eyes, everyone was trying to. We were battling each other for respect. So even though we homes, we people,
right.
we still go against each other. That's how apparently maybe that's how we used to practice each other. So we would go to the parks, or we would go to the to the schoolyards and dance right there, right on the concrete.
And this is still like 75, 76, like at this point?
70, 76, 77-ish.
Okay. Okay.
So now the closer it got to the 79, that's when Batch was the whole crew, like half of that crew was basically a bunch of stick-up cats.
Wow.
Like cats from Burnside, which was Jimmy Lee and Jimmy D.
Okay.
The original
Rocksteady, yeah.
Founders of the Rocksteady. And that crew, half of the motherfuckers went to jail.
Damn.
A lot of them still in there, still to today.
Wow.
But their names ring bells, dude. And these cats ain't no joke. And we love them and we respect them to today still. A lot of them came out, like Weevils came out. A lot of them hung. A lot of them died in jail.
Right.
So
does CC crew come from TBB?
No,
or is that's a different crew?
No, CC crew was from when we used to hang out with Trace, and that was going up more towards like Andrews and University Avenue, going up that way. And that's a Spy come on. I just spoke to Spy like days ago.
That's someone I need to talk to too. So you guys were battling CC?
Thank you. CC, we used to battle everybody.
Okay.
But there's some from the block up the block that would come down and we would go there and we would battle, but some of us turned friends.
Okay.
So we started hanging like Spy and Shorty. Shorty Rock was nasty, and he's to today's. Now he's a boxer now.
Really?
Yeah, Shorty Rock. He teaches. He bought a gym.
Shoot. Is he in NY? He's in NYC still, or what?
No, I think he's in. I don't know if it's Connecticut or I don't know if it's Pennsylvania. I'm not sure.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
I gotta holler at you, man. I gotta holler at you about Shorty Rock.
With Shorty Rock and Spy, if you like. And
Right. Yeah, bro.
Spy,
Yes.
Spy, Spy, he had it rough too, like Batch. Batch had it rough. Batch did fucking, he did three
Yeah.
motherfucking hits. He did when he was 15, he did four, seven, I think it was 5 to 7. He did
Wow.
4 out of that.
Wow.
He did another one. He came out, he went right back in. He did another
Yeah.
6 years, right?
Wow.
And then several years later, he got caught out there again, 3-time predicate. He did
Right.
20. He took it to trial. He did straight 20. He lost it because somebody turned state evidence on him.
Wow.
But he did straight 20.
Wow.
And that, the reason why my brother's his batch is because he never left the 70s. In jail,
Right.
you stay in there. You stay in that era. You stay there. You don't go. You don't. He came out here was like candies, like baby in the Christmas land. Computers, yeah. So
Yeah.
batch is batch, and I love my brother, and if it wasn't for my brother, I wouldn't be able to have reestablish and bring TBB back.
Right.
And I respect my brother, and maybe sometimes I don't see eye to eye with him, but that's my brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's cool.
It's the truth, because people they be like, "Yo, your batch you tripping." I be like, "Yep, he tripping." Yeah.
Hey, yo, so when did you see it develop into more of a scientifical dance versus like, because it sounds like when you guys were doing it, it's just a lot of character burns, like
That's
character,
right.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like a lot, you said Spider-Man, dog pissing, like it seemed like 75, that was like kind of the theme, like across the board.
We would do Jekyll Mr. Hyde, and drink, I'd jump and hit the floor and start shaking, and then
Right. So when did you see it? Yeah, when did you start seeing it to like what we're used to?
When we started seeing that is when actually it started spreading a little more.
Okay.
So again, you got CC Crew a little after, but then you had also in that same era from that time also the Mexicans.
Great B. Lewis talked about the Mexicans, yeah.
And the prez of that was Wanda. She a gay girl. She dyke. But she was badass, bro. But the crew, it was maybe 4 or 5 of them cats. And there was like 2 cats, a little Mexican kid and this black kid. It's nasty, y'all. They was like, but that's another story I got with Wanda. She's still alive, thank God, and I wish I had connections with her because I would love to pick her brain, to see what was going through her.
So was that a lot of that you guys would battle, then you go like, oh, that was an idea, and then try to remember something like that and create?
Everybody's got their own way. I don't know because I can't speak for nobody. I could tell you that I would. That's how I did it.
Right.
I always looked and I always saw something. Like for instance, the I used to call it the German.
Okay.
My German steps. Just found out that they just not too long ago, maybe a couple of months ago, just found out that they actually not Germans. They're more from what's that country that's at war right now?
Ukraine.
They're Ukrainians in Europe.
Yeah, the Cossack dance. Yeah,
that's what it was. So I've been trying to correct that.
Oh shoot! Oh, so it's like you thought these steps. You thought it was Germans.
Russians.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Where I got that from was we used to watch Fonzie. Happy Days.
Yeah. He did that thing. Like he's.
There was a part that Arnold.
Yeah, I remember that.
Graduated, and it was a
yeah.
And everybody was dancing, and then at the end, everybody started to go. And Fonzie, he didn't want to dance.
So,
and they started and I'm looking at this little TV, bro, that we had, and I'm like, yo, I started doing that right there. And my mother said, stop making noise on the floor because we lived on the fifth floor. So I said, oh shit, I'm gonna go. I went downstairs, started practicing that. That's where I got my Germans because I thought it was German.
Oh shoot.
German kicks. you know,
Okay. And
and
you
that
didn't see anyone do that before, huh?
nah. Well, of course, about Fonzie.
Right.
Yeah, but nah. And it's funny, man, because today I look and a lot of these b-boys they do a lot of the moves that I did. Like
Right.
my swan dive,
Okay.
that's like a dip, but
Yeah.
I call it
Yeah.
swan dive, and I got that from loft dancing
Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
from the Webble. So
Right. Right.
I had the HBO crew, and we would dance loft and b-boy, and that's when it was b-boy and electric boogie. We mixed all that shit up.
Okay.
HBO was like, I had maybe 1,300.
And
One
what year? And what year is that?
from 80 to about 80,
Okay.
80, 45, not even, because by the time it got so big, I had to break it up because people started getting killed and shit started getting crazy. So, and then I moved to Florida, you
Okay.
know. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I just show this dance real quick. This one, right?
Yeah, baby. That's the man. That's the man. Yeah, there you go, right there. Yo, dude, I had it black and white, dude. That's dope, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
Oh,
the.
shit, man.
I
That's
have I have access, man. I have access to technology.
you hit me hard right there. That's it, yo. That's dope.
So no one around you was doing that. Like you're just like,
Nah, yeah. That and my helicopters, um,
okay.
my dog hump, my taking a crap on the floor, humping the floor. The Jekyll and Mr. Hyde I did, and I would drink it, right? I would drink the potion, right? And I would drink it, and then I would go like this and start. But back then, I had this
Oh yeah, you had the belly thing.
like this, and that was
Right.
doing this and making it come back out of my mouth, you know. And I did this thing with my ear that I used to do, but I can't do it no more. And it would pop out. I would go like that, and it'll pop out. So it kind of like a lot of stuff that goes through your head. And this is you're talking about a person the cats that got dog high would come out with this because that's where you get all that shit from. It's like you get stuff from the Transformers. You get and that's how we would do like a routine, do a Transformer, do jump on his back and he'll walk. Like the do on the back
So you're doing this into the 80s. So you kept going.
yeah,
Like
that
you
kept
kept going.
going. I was dancing. I stopped floor rocking when Batch woke up TBB in 79, 79. I I got into this other thing which was Webble,
Okay. You got
and
into
that
the Webbo, yeah.
the curly hair,
Right. If people don't know, that's how they dressed in breaking, right? Like Turbo knows them, they would dress like.
Okay. So it's funny because I'd be trying to tell everybody the dance was never breaking.
Right.
Breaking was a concept. It's the umbrella of hip hop. Breaking was all the dances in hip hop, right?
Okay.
So when you see that movie, was it breaking? What was breaking? What was they doing? They was popping, freestyling,
yeah. Yeah.
everything.
Right.
So that's the form. That's. But I understand it because it got stuck to in the 80s. It got stuck to a lot of people. I used to say that too. I used to say that, and then a matter of fact, in 2000, I'm going to say 2005, 2004, 2005, I went to a pro-am.
Okay.
And Crazy Legs was there, Track, Frosty Freeze, rest in peace, Speedy D, not Speedy, Speedy, from Miami.
Yeah. Speedy D. Yeah.
Ricardo, yeah, and Corey, and we were sitting in a Denny's, and we was talking. We started talking. We started talking about the history of the dance.
Right.
And everybody breaking this and breaking that. And then I came to a conclusion like, yo, but Track, we never used to call it breaking. We call it rocking.
Right.
Bronx Boys Rocking Crew, Star Child of Rock. We never called that shit. We used to listen to rock. That's all we did. And then he said, oh shit, that's right. Yeah, oh shit. Oh, yo, I swear, after all this, or after that little segment, that rocking, everybody started saying, "I rock, I rock, I rock," and then the Brooklyn rock and this and that, and I don't get into the Brooklyn rock because I never did. I
Right, right.
know top rock or no up rock. Up rock is Brooklyn. Top rock is Bronx style. Yeah, that's the difference. Brooklyn is
Did you guys call it Top Rock back then too?
top rocking. Top rock. I'm gonna have to connect you with Frank Rojas. This is
Okay.
this brother is one of the first from mid
Yeah, he
cities.
yeah, yeah.
He
He would
does
go to St. Mary's a lot and stuff like that. Like he's from that time.
from St. Mary's and when he yeah, well all over Manhattan. Basically, the clubs more like Manhattan clubs
Okay.
that type, and then they'll do it in pairs.
Right,
They
right.
always have a partner, always one back and the other. But I'm gonna have to get you connected because this guy is gonna link you to. So I'm a seed of him of that
Okay.
style dance
Okay.
with the seeds with the well, we they and they was from the same block and lo and behold it's my brother-in-law.
Oh wow. Oh
So he
shoot.
was the shit is that he grew up in the era he knew he was there with my mentor Bosco was a little kid and he was in Moms and Pop's house, Dolores.
Okay.
And he
Okay.
would and got in there and he would dance with Pops and Pop would throw some music, some and they'd get down in the house, but it wasn't the house that they did the hooky parties in. That was
I
an
see.
apartment I used to
Okay.
do. Yeah, man, it's just it the shit is so close and everybody's so close, but yet so far because we didn't know until Frank told me, yo, Ab, I used to dance. I said, you used to dance? Yeah, we used to dance, back in the days, this and that. And I said, oh shit. I got them connected. I linked them up with Wiggles. And I linked them up with Wiggles, Track. I told Track about it, and Track told Wiggles and Fable. And then that's when Frank came out, and Frank had to pull some cards. I came. There's a reason why I came back out because I heard that Rocksteady said that they was established in '77, and it wasn't because TBB broke up in '77.
Hmm.
So that's why I came back. I came back out, and I started with my cousin Trace. The first two people only. It was just me and Trace, and now
Yeah.
56 chapters.
Yeah. Yeah. You
And,
do.
and you
Shout
know,
out to the
my
yeah.
kids, them kids, they none of them are assholes. Some of them, they're knuckleheads, but they're all respectful. They all learned. We give them history. They have to study the history, and then we test them. And then if they pass, then on an anniversary, they get rocked in. So the whole crew rocks them in. They have to dance. If there's 19 motherfuckers there, they got to dance against the 19 cats. And that's how we do it. That's how they get,
I think I saw that at Outbreak. I think I saw one of you guys battle
Outbreak
one of
a
the
lot of time, dude. We used to go to Outbreak. Outbreak was one of the people to use
I think
that.
that's when I first saw you. It was like you were battling someone in, I think, and I was like, oh
Mm,
shit, and it was
mm.
like the whole crew, and I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah, yeah,
So okay, so we're gonna go back a little bit still because I'm still into the moves. I'm still like,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
were saying, and you were saying like, you're already saying this umbrella, which is okay. I can vibe with that because it was just about dancing, right? It wasn't just specifically
oh,
just the floor rocking type stuff, right?
nah.
Like you said you wabled, you popped, you did a
Mm.
little locking, you
I
did
did electric boogie because the popping was
yeah.
was still in Cali. Electric
Right. Okay, your
boogie,
guys' version of popping was electric boogie. You got it.
electric boogie
Yeah.
because that's what was hot in the '80s in the Bronx, in the South
Right.
Manhattan. Anyway,
Okay.
everybody with the gloves and
Right. Right.
Mr.
Right.
Freeze, Rocksteady Mr. Freeze was the
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
boy that could come through our block and have motherfuckers have respect for him.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you say you would you say that would you say like did floor masters come from TBB too?
Flow
Floor
Master,
master.
the only Flow Master I know that came was what's this kid's name?
Is it Pexter?
Pex.
Okay. Word.
Pex,
But
Pex down with
he was
TV.
TBB.
Yeah.
Okay.
Batch put down Crazy Legs when he was young. He was the first dude that he nobody wanted to put Crazy Legs on apparently.
Oh
So I
wow.
don't even think his name was Crazy Legs yet. I'm not
Okay.
sure. You'll have to ask him. But ask him. Batch is the only one that put him down, the crew, as a as a member in TBB. So that's another one put that think about
Okay.
that shit.
So you had so there was this developing style.
Mm.
And then like yeah, Shorty Rock and Spy, they would do like would you
Mm.
say they were the guys that took footwork to the next level, or it was already everyone was already on that level?
Already before we got up to that sector of the Bronx,
Uh-huh.
we was already battling up in South Bronx.
Okay.
It was really battering Catrona Park or in anywhere we go to Arthur Park, 118 again. I mean, it's to 129. They were still clocking. She was it's popping, but you see more steps,
Okay. Yeah.
more footworks, and then
Okay.
freezes started coming in.
Okay. Okay.
So freezes started coming in. Then you people the head spin started popping in. All of a sudden,
Right.
people doing back spins and. But I can't tell you that we created that because we didn't. We
Right.
created Batch's TBB is the foundation for floor rocking.
Okay.
I never said that we created b-boying. We
Right.
created floor rocking, which is the foundation of the dance. Later on, it escalated and it turned into
Right. Right.
b-boying and then
Right.
breaking.
Would you say that there was less and less of actual like dancing when this is starting to happen? That's what I'm saying. Became more like about the moves and less because it seems like you were more of a dancer. Like you
Yeah,
danced, you
yeah.
had character. You were into Electric Boogie, which says
Well,
you know what I mean.
well, in the 80s, yeah, different, yeah. But in the 70s, there was dancing. There was
Okay.
pop rock. You had to have that style on the top.
Okay.
You
Okay.
had to bring it. You had to tell a story, dude.
Okay.
You
Okay.
understand? So you
Yeah.
went up pop rock. You're always looking at your opponent. Always.
Right.
Like Bruce Lee. We took that shit from that and we roll with that. Never take your eye off your opponent, even when you bow. You had to. You had to keep your eyes on them. Because I'm battling, I'm taking you out. Boom, this,
Right.
boom,
Right.
blah, 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 and then all of a sudden you go turn around and blah, start b-boying, start floor rocking, blah, do blah, freeze, turn around and boom, boom,
Right. Right.
boom, shit, and then you go. So it was a back and forth tip. Then there was no judges. The judges was the cipher. The people in the cipher was the
Right.
judges. There
Yeah.
was no judges back then. Everybody, if you heard everybody hollering and screaming and yelling, yeah, you won.
Right. Right.
Was the
And
dude's going down? Yeah, the dude's going down. Everybody quiet, and you start doing nothing. You start doing something. You hop on somebody's leg and forget it.
so
Everybody ain't crazy.
I have this theory. I mean, tell me if this is true. Do you think because obviously you're saying, okay, if you're from the 70s, you had to dance. Like you were on beat, you knew the music,
What,
you all
man?
that, right? Do you think that electro changed that?
Oh,
Do you think
electro is 80, mid 80,
yeah.
because after everything died out, electro started getting down. I mean, I would go to Palladium,
Okay.
Cats Club, Crisco's, 1018. I mean, we
Because
go.
like obviously when you see
Yeah,
it like in the early
yeah.
80s, you don't see no
No,
one's really dancing. They're just cross step, drop, right, footwork. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You
Now,
didn't really
now,
see
now, when you did the loft,
okay.
when you're lofting, that
Uh-huh.
was the dance. The loft,
Yeah, okay, for sure. Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
shit, you took that shit to another level. Everything
Okay.
about the loft, the clubs, everything was strictly gay.
Right.
Every club was gay club.
Right.
Nothing, everybody. But the only thing is the music was what drawing us. So we would
Right.
go into these clubs. They had girls and everything, but they had a lot of gay guys. That's the people. That's where we got the short shirts with the,
Right. Yeah, the huevo stuff. Yeah.
and that's where we got the style from the gay guys.
So when I see that, that was your dolphin dive, right? Or your swan
Yeah.
dive?
Oh yeah. The swan dive. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you said you got that from lofting, right? Like
Yeah,
boom.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. Damn, I was 44 years old there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and there
So
was
that's
that's
the Russian or
and
the
you see how
German?
that goes, how you
Yeah.
fall into to the side, and you do
Right.
the side swipe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
see back then doing that was like trying to do. You had some type of like a aroma. I don't know, like an energy to come
Right.
and so that because you had to be on point on everything you did from the top to the bottom.
Right.
I messed up a lot there because my sofas are in the way. And then I'm dancing on rug, dude. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I clean up on my mouth. I went like this because my mouth was dry. I couldn't yeah, that's it. Corey was cracking up, my boy. Yo, everybody was whoever's Corey he had a
Yeah,
ball.
shout out to Icy Ice, man.
Yeah,
I was
shout
like,
out to my boy. I see Corey Love.
and
Yeah,
he's Queens, right?
he lives in Tampa here. He lives out
Oh,
here.
he lives out here. I
Yeah,
mean, originally he's from Dynamic,
from
right?
the
And
Bronx.
Magnificent.
He's from the
Oh,
Bronx.
oh,
Yeah,
he's from the Bronx.
he's from the Bronx. Yeah, because he lived across the street from Poe Park.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah.
how do you get? Okay, I need to ask him because I don't have.
Yeah,
That's
ask him.
another guy I would love to interview is Icy Ice,
I
actually.
can connect you with that dude, B. I'm telling you, I got the connections,
All
kid.
right, yeah, I'm gonna holler at you a bunch of people, man.
Just hit me up and I could, I call him up and can I give my boy your number and I'll give him.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
got to ask.
dope.
I don't want to give nobody their number without.
Right, right, right. I hear. Nah. So okay. So you said that Batch. So did he break the crew up 77 or 79 as
And
far as
79,
TVB? Okay,
79,
79. Okay,
79.
word.
Yeah,
79.
79 he was. Oh,
And it was already
yeah, because 79 was when Batch had the meeting in St. James and he brought everybody out. And I think Jimmy Lee and Jimmy D already knew because they already came with their shirts.
okay.
They came with their brown shirts with the white Chinese letters. A rock steady crew, and then in the
Okay.
middle of it was TBB.
Right. Okay, I think I've seen
So
that shirt. I
yeah,
think I've seen a picture of that
yeah,
shirt.
yeah. It was brown. I don't know why they did brown, but brown was a dope color too. Because mostly in the Bronx, your forest greens, your blacks, your dark Yankee blues, your
Right.
dark browns. That's the color a lot of people rock.
Right.
That's like a style. Everybody. So if you go out there, you see a lot of people with that dark green, money green. They don't wear that yellow, the what do you call it, the Lucky Charms green, not that color.
Right.
It's got to be that Kango style color, because Kango is what people they match the Tigers or the Crocs,
Okay, word. Yeah, 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 yeah,
the
yeah.
Adidas. They match perfect. That was the shit, yeah. Even that from the British Knights and I
Right.
mean all that shit. And the Wallabies was the shit too, man. I mean,
Yeah.
for me was the Earth shoes. They almost
Okay.
the Earth shoes almost look like the head Gumby's head. Remember Gumby and the little
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it almost looked like your feet was abnormal.
Oh
They,
shoot.
my mom used to get them from Buster Brown. It's an old store that used to be like this kid with a little bulldog, Buster Brown. So the kid was Buster and the dog was Brown, and we used to get that from there. So it's
Okay.
yeah, so they was dope, and that and we used to wear the Chinese Bruce Lee's
Or
the shoes
yeah, 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 yeah.
and the skippies. For my brother, when he used to stick up, he had everything. So I would go to his closet and I would fucking go in there and pull out one of his Super Pro kits, the Royals, and I would put some socks. I would put some tissue in the front from the shit won't flop on me. I would put him on. I put on his fucking BVD, bro, and go sneak out and fucking go to a jam and come back
Put him back.
come back and clean the shit out of him. Like like he ain't know, but he always knew, dude. He
Right, right,
always
right.
knew. I told you don't be wearing my shit because that was something that I even scuffed up or didn't know, and I cleaned it and came back. I don't know, but he knew, man. He used to
Right.
always give me all his shit when they all little dog. He used take it. You
So
know,
okay,
you know when I want to hear good shit.
what's that?
Another. All right, so the bucket hats, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bucket hats, they're fishing hats.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying? So, but they're soggy. They're never stiff.
right.
So whoever invented this, I don't know who did, but they used to take hairspray, the mother's
Okay.
hairspray, spray it, and turn on a lighter and poof, light it up. Let it stay for a little, like a couple of seconds, and turn it off, and it will toast it up.
Oh, wow.
It's stiff.
Oh, shoot.
You did your shit, and then you clean your. Let's suppose you had your white Pumas, the suede,
Yeah.
or your Pro-Keds, or your 69ers in white with toothpaste, right? Put the toothpaste and let it dry, and take a toothbrush and brush it off. White.
Wow.
I'm telling you, dude. That's the stuff that we learned, like self-preparations. And then the Bruce Lee shoes, they used to be almost like canvas.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
We used to take the coffee grind. After mom sees, we take the coffee grind, right, and wet it a little and rub it on the shoe, right,
Wow.
and it'll give the color. And let's suppose you scuffed it up a little because there was canvas.
Okay.
So we'll put it on there and it'll white again. I mean black,
Wow. Yeah,
But
yeah,
you walk around smelling like coffee though. Like, man, he's drinking coffee. No, man. But yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I got a question, because it seems like you're talking a lot about, like, we're talking about the Mexicans, we're talking about the CC crew, we're talking about TVB, we're talking about Floyd Master.
Another crew that was out there with us.
Was that it? Oh, Rockwell Association.
You can't go nowhere without them cats either, bro.
So now let's talk about the Bronx River guys. Let's talk about the Zulu Kings. Did you guys run into them, like, as far as, like, eventually? Because, like,
back then it wasn't Zulu Kings that we dealt with. I don't think there was no Zulu Kings at that time over there. At there was Zulu Nation, and Batch did have a meeting with Bam.
Right.
In fact, it was Batch, and so Joe, TBB Joe, was the chapter leader of the East Tremont section, right?
Okay.
And they was more like the Constapos.
Okay.
There was niggas that go out there. You have beef, they'll go there.
Okay.
So I mean, Joe is crazy. TV Joe's crazy. That's like my big brother. But so he went with him. Shaggy, it was Batch, Shaggy, Joe, and I don't know if it was Speck or Reem. I don't know who it was. There was another cat that went there. They went to I want to say Parks, the projects in Park. I don't know the name of the projects, but they went to they met over there in 77.
Okay.
77. And they had a peace treaty.
Right.
So and Batch tried to confront Bambaataa on it, but Bambaataa never got back with him, because it did happen. And people would say, no, but you can't, because Zulu Nation, Zulu Kings wasn't there, wasn't around. And I'm like, dude, who's talking about Zulu Kings? It wasn't Zulu Kings. It was Zulu Nation.
Right. Okay.
It's like, why you keep saying Zulu Kings? Why? Because there's this dude that's always popping shit about that Zulu Kings are out there doing b-boying against other crews and b-boying against this and Beaver this, and we asked Beaver, and Beaver say he don't even know who he's talking about.
Right. Like, that okay. So like, did you hear the name Beaver back then?
No,
not at all.
No,
okay.
You see, maybe they was from another area.
Okay. Word.
You know what I'm saying? So again, if you wasn't from our sector in our area, right? We rode from Tremont to Arthur to Mapes to Catrona to the Bronx Zoo, where Bronx River at. Because Mohegan was right here, right? Mohegan here. Let's say this building is Mohegan, right? And then you go down the block, maybe about a mile and a half, Bronx River, Zulu Nation. Right. And that's why there was always crossing paths in the parties. So there was always beefing.
Okay. So there was no b-boys or dancers that you knew from that area that you ran into?
No.
Not at all. Okay.
No. Again, I was young. Right? So I was strictly 118. And then the only time I would go there is when I would go to there's this park called Fireman's Field. I used to go there and play stickball.
Okay.
and it was going towards. It was going to. We had to pass. Bronx River,
Mm.
so we had to go past Bronx River to 174th Street and go down and past the school, and then the schoolyard. It was a big fireman's field. They used to call it. We used to play skateball there. That's the only time I would go there.
Okay. So
And
you never saw like Little Boy Keith or like.
never, no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
never did. And I
So
don't
they
know.
were just they could have been doing their own thing. You guys have never even heard of them. Like.
Never heard of. Maybe they did, and you know, I mean, but a lot of that shit is bullshit because it was cut off like real quick by the cat himself, and like Beaver's still out there, and you got if you get to Beaver, ask him. Did you ever a b-boy in Katrona Park in 75?
Right. Right.
Did you ever? He gonna tell
I'm
you.
I'm curious. I'm
He's
curious.
Ask, bro. You have to ask. I be
Yeah.
telling niggas, yo, ask, bro. Or you
Because
gotta
I
keep.
mean, you had I mean, but obviously like the rocking that you're talking about, the floor rocking,
Yeah.
obviously got to Manhattan, right? Because like you had Frosty, that's like what I mean,
Well,
Frosty and the Young City Boys and all these guys.
the floor rocking it set a path and then evolved
Okay.
into b-boy before breakdancing. Before they started calling it breakdancing, they're calling it b-boy.
Right.
You know, b-boy. That was the name. But
Right.
our generation was floor rocking
Okay.
and b-boy, and then 80s came and corporate
Yeah.
America took
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. I think we all know that story.
All of a sudden, it's breakdancing.
Right.
Look like they're breaking something, so let's
Right.
call it breakdancing.
Yeah.
That was
Because it definitely spread out to Queens, obviously. Because I talked to Rob Swift and he was talking like
Queens, Brooklyn,
right.
everywhere.
And this is before it even got big in the 80s. It was already spreading.
It was
like
at 5 boroughs. Yep, all 5 boroughs, man. I mean, they had these cats. Oh man, they had this crew called ABC, another bad creation. They were nasty. They was from oh man, Alphabet City, Avenue A, Avenue B, Avenue C, and I would go. My boy, before he went to the Marine, he lived there, so we went out there and we threw him a farewell party. He went to the Marines, and we went there. I went out there with HBO, and we was chilling, and we had a nice time. And all of a sudden, coming back, man, we danced against these cats, and they were nasty too.
right.
But then, apparently something went wrong. Somebody said something wrong and started scuffling and shit.
Okay.
But it wasn't as bad as when after a couple of years when it really started getting big, and I started coming out with my plaques, the HBO plaques. We would cut out. We would have this guy painted for us. He would cut them out of plexiglass, and we would put the beads, the
Oh wow.
the hair beads.
Right.
You remember 10? That blonde lady, the model.
Oh yeah. Bo Derek.
Oh, Derek.
Yeah.
That same time, I said, "Yo, that shit look good." Boom. We used to do Brooklyn. Brooklyn had a color. The Bronx. My chapter was the Bronx. I had red and white. And then we had New Jersey, yellow and black. We had blue and orange. I had one crew in every borough of the Bronx.
Wow.
And big shit. Yeah, we used to go to Little Italy, and we spread. It's like the sea parted me because it's crazy, man. It was, and we all half of us dusted. So every Thursday I would throw a meeting in Poe Park. The dome. If you ever been to Poe Park, is a dome in the middle, right?
Yeah. I seen
there.
videos and stuff.
I would sit up there, right? I had all my prayers up there, and I had the crew, and we would call everybody by the name. Boom, yo, come on. They put $3. Everybody, $3. That was dues. And with that, we go across the street and we buy cases of either Old English or St. Ives or whatever they would, whatever they wanted to drink, and boom, we used to come in. My homeboys already went and came back with dust and the blow.
Damn.
So we would come out here and we had Poe Park. Poe Park, I had Poe Park still down. That was my park. I had you can ask anybody, homie. I ain't bullshitting you. Pole Park was Abby's Park. So we had the middle, right? The far corner, far right by the house, by the Edgar Allan Poe's house. It was all like all the gay guys, right? Right after that, it was all the motorcycle dudes out in the outside and the benches, and we had the inside,
Oh wow.
and we all hung out. Everybody's cool. Anybody mess with the gay guys, we get down with them.
Right.
Anybody mess with the motorcycles, they come in, they look out for us too, you know. So
Right.
everybody,
Right.
everybody was together in Pole Park. Pole Park was fucking that shit, yo. If you was to ever, man, Pole Park. I wish we recorded stuff because Pole Park, it was badass, bro.
Crazy.
It,
So okay, let's.
girls, it's
This is the 80s, and this is the 80s you're talking about. This is the 80s. This is the 80s at this point. So
that,
okay, like as we wind down the podcast, let's go like this. So basically, for a lot of people, they say, for me, Breaking died 85, but for a lot of people, it's 86.
mm-hmm,
It seems like it's that time.
mm-hmm,
The dance dies, right? In America, anyway. Like,
mm-hmm.
like the actual dance dies. Comes back around the early 90s in the US. Like, what made you want to bring back TBB? Because TBB wasn't heard of for a lot. Who knows? Like, I first heard of TBB in the 2000s when, I heard about Legs being. I was part of the Bronx Boys. I was part of
Mm-hmm.
TBB and stuff like that. So as a freshest kid, the first time I heard TBB. That was
Mm-hmm.
2000. That was 20 years ago, which
Mm-hmm.
is crazy to say now.
Yeah.
So what made you bring it back? Because like you said, Batch was within those 20 years, Batch is locked up. So
yeah. Well,
what was it? Yeah.
this in '98. I went to visit Batch, and
Okay.
I went to visit him. I don't know if it was what jail was it? Anyway, I went to visit Batch. I came from Florida, and I went to visit him
Right.
in '98. And I asked Batch, yo, Batch, man, I would like to bring back the crew because I hear Rocksteady, they're talking about they started in '77 or some shit like that.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just track actually when I was all right with track, he's the one we was chilling together. It was me, Track, and Trace, and I put him down with TV and everything. But then everything went to hell, and that's another story. But so I came back to correct it and bring TBB. How come nobody mentioned TBB? Nobody know about TBB. And I said, yo, Bash, can I? Bash said, yeah, you know what? Then go ahead. You thought nothing about it. Boom. Here I go. Just the first month, just me and Trace.
Right.
All of a sudden, my first chapter was UK.
Okay.
UK chapter was my first. My second chapter was Korea. Tino Rock.
Yeah, Tino. Shout out to Tino. That's my dude. My crew right there.
Your crew, yeah, Flow Gangs, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And from there, Atlanta.
Okay, word.
Zapper and them cats.
Yeah. Shout out to Zapper. Yep.
That crew right there, Atlanta HBO. I went to one of the Mex's jams when he was chilling with that other dude that they had a beef with. Han, what was that dude's name? The guy that collaborated with Mex. Erwin.
Oh, okay. B-Boy World. Yeah, B-Boy World.
Yeah. So I was on the floor. I was getting down on the floor, and all of a sudden I see a sneaker going by with HBO on it. And I get up and I go, yo. And the dude turns around and he goes, yo. I said, what's that, HBO? Homeboys Only? He goes, the dude said, yeah. I said, yo, that's my crew. The dude went. He came back with a whole posse. Like, holy shit. And the first one that came up to me, he says, you Abby? And I go, yeah. He took off the shirt and gave it to me. Zapper.
Word.
And it was Zapper, Gizmo, Mud Pit, the shit bricks as Mud Pit, Ketchup. Cats is nasty at that time. And it's history from there, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, you have chapters in Indonesia too, right? You have a TBB.
Yeah, Indonesia. I got Malaysia. Right. I got Israel.
Oh, word. Okay.
I have in Morocco. One of my girls, she just won the the what you call it, the bull, the Red Bull, and
Okay.
she won. She's nasty, man. And then a girl that's down with TBB, but she's Fahrenheit. She won. She won. She made it to the 16th, and she went out there to I think it was Paris.
Oh,
And
word.
she got down. This B girl Smalls,
Okay.
little Chinese girl, she's nasty, yo. She got down and she made it up there at least. I got all over. I mean, I got
I
enough.
mean that, yeah. I mean now it's like it's kind of crazy because yeah, now you guys are all over the place. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
the thing about it is that my crew is not my crew; it's my family. My family is my crew, and I don't just because I'm the press, a global press. I don't act like that. I show everybody, speak your word. You have something you want to say, you speak it. Don't be, just because I'm the president, you come up to me. I got a lot
Right.
of conflicts with that, but it's all right because at least they give them that much. And again, I say no big I, no little you, because we're the same. We come out of the same cloth, and
Right.
culture. The cultures, we family, so it's all right for you to do. And I don't get involved in nobody's chapter. If you got, I gave you a chapter, you do your thing with your crew. But as long
Right.
as you don't disrespect, as long as they don't do, foul shit, they all right. They cool. You
Right.
follow the rules, and the rules is it get back to the community, teach the kids. You know what I'm saying? And do your little, yearly food drive or clothes,
Okay.
whatever. That's how. And then we, as a crew, we support ourselves. So it's vaguely that you see me looking for people to help me. So I make my T-shirts and I make our chains, or the medallions,
Yeah.
and I sell it to the crew. And then that money I use for the anniversary, for the TB anniversary in the Bronx, for for venues or for gas for the DJs to go back and forth in the Bronx, and for food, and like that. So
Right.
that's what TBB is about. TBB TBG Global. It's all about this family. It's trying to get back.
That's
So
dope, man. That's dope. I you don't hear that too much, you know what I mean? About like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of crews doing that as
yeah,
far as like doing a food drive and stuff like that.
mm,
I think that's dope.
yeah, yeah.
And you guys have a anniversary every year, right?
Every year
Do you guys have it in out there in
in the
Florida or
Bronx.
you have it in
I do no. I do it. I do mine's in the Bronx every year.
okay,
Well, I haven't done it. I did it last year.
word.
Last year was dope because we had DMC come up. We had Kid Glide. We had Ringo. We
Yeah.
had we had everybody up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
right here. You
yeah,
got DMC. I just yeah, right here.
that's my man. That's my man, Matt Killer, right there. I mean, and the thing about this is that I don't just give awards to OGs, and I give awards to people that I notice that they do a lot for the crew and a lot for the community, and they always repping it. You have to make them shine because that's what gives them that. Damn, man, I'm important. It made me feel good, and that gives them that more inspiration to go inspire more, to go
Right.
shine and go reflect on other people. For that way, it goes all over. So you plant one seed, you get the root growing, you got a bunch of trees start going all over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
in my hairs, I don't got hairs, but I get the goosebumps. Real thing, and I love it. My wife always support me since I've been with her. She support me through everything, everything, everything. Even though I fight with her and everything, and she tells me, "You too nice. Stop giving me away shit free. You losing all this money." And I be like, "Yo, I know, honey, but when I go out there and I see people looking at me like, yo, that shit look nasty, and they don't got like $20. It's hard to come by now." I be like, yo, my man, here you go,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man.
Hell yeah, man.
How
Hell
we
yeah.
do, and that's why a lot of people, it's a lot of people that say, "Yo, Ab, you all right, you good people."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for real. I mean, that's the first person I was like, yo, I need to interview Abby. You know what I mean? Like, that's the first thing. It's like, I just need to get his perspective, his side of things. Cause, I've been, like, I've seen that in you. You know what I mean?
I
And I
appreciate.
appreciate that. There's not too many people in the, you know how it goes. You know how B-boys are like, oh, I'm the best.
Yeah,
I can't. and
It's
that
all
I
right. It's
tend
all
to be
right.
like, you know what I mean?
It's all right to be like that, but that's going to hit a brick wall soon too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I let that flow. I just be me, and uh I try to, with my son and my wife, I'm always doing the pictures because I want people to reflect on that and to
Mm,
say that, that's about the family value.
right.
So I show my son, I show everything, be a father, be a good father, and show, that's where the family first comes from. That's how my
Right.
family first. So I have to lead by example, right?
Yes.
You can't just talk
Yes.
the talk without
Yeah.
walking the walk. You have
Yeah.
to freaking walk the walk, and then,
Yeah.
and so,
I'm
and
right
remember,
with you, man.
yeah, and remember, man, it's a lot of people. I be trying to tell you, just because you studied the history doesn't mean that you know it, because you had to live it in order for you to understand the history and understand the dance, and then you could not only the dance but graffiti, the MC, and the DJing, because
Right.
without it's all four elements all in one shot, and that's it. So if you don't know the history, you don't know you don't know about that. You don't know your history. You don't know your
Yeah, you're never gonna go.
dance
Yeah.
on shit.
Yeah.
And I said that in Atlanta when I got interviewed. Just came out, and it's just like, and that became that hit. I don't know how many thousands of hits that one little film did, but it touched people, and it's like.
Oh
But
yeah.
I want to give a shout outs to you,
Thank you,
and your
man.
brother too. Your brother a little crazy like my brother. I wish you well.
Yeah,
And,
man. Thank you for being on, man. You dropped a lot of like perspective, dude. That, like I said, I wanted to
mm,
hear all about, what you saw.
mm,
And again, like, before, when I used to do this, I didn't have the technology to, like, I could actually show you dance. I show some,
mm,
what I saw this in Happy Days. I got to show that, so I got to see you react to that. You know what I
oh,
mean?
yes, sir.
You
Oh,
know what I mean? So I value, like, your time, man. Thank you for, like, dropping this history, and, like, this is not, I'm not just stopping just here, because there's so many different
sure.
stories, man,
Yeah,
that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, again, I'm trying to, it's ambitious to be like, okay, I'm on, like, because I do want to talk to Beaver.
yeah.
I do want to hear his story.
Oh,
I want to talk to Little Boy Keith. I want to talk to Icy Ice and Spy, and you know what I mean, and so on, so on. So it's not, don't stop. That's why I said, everyone was like, you haven't interviewed this 80s guy. I go, not yet. I'm still trying to get the 70s guys, man. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I got your link. So don't
Okay,
worry. I'm gonna connect you. I'm gonna hook you up with a couple of peeps, and
cool,
then
man.
remember, bro, you gotta keep digging. Just like
Yes, sir.
the DJs dig for their records. They gotta
Yeah,
dig for you have to dig for that history, and don't
yeah,
stop in one person. Don't believe me.
right,
Go with it, but always have that. Damn, what if it's bullshit? And let me go.
right,
Let me go dig in a little more.
right,
And you'll see, I tell you, man, shit floats.
right,
And I don't want to be the one that be lying and get caught in the fucking lie, because I cannot do that.
right,
I don't like that doing that. And, and I don't make it about me. I make it about us. I talk about,
right,
always talking about my crew, always talking about my brother's crew, always talking about who put me down, who did this, who did that.
right.
Why? Because it's not about me, it's about we.
Yes, sir.
We are,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
I don't believe in that hip hop bullshit. We're urban culture. That's the real
Mm,
culture. The urban culture is what created everything. And
right.
without us, the urban culture, we don't have no community. And without community, we don't have nothing. So we have
There you
to
go.
just embrace all that shit.
There you
Take
go.
it right now, take it, and let these people know, man, the shit is real, and it's still out here. But you gotta get the right answer, and you have to get the right history in order to get this right in your head, and then embrace
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, we ain't done. We ain't done.
No,
All
bro.
right.
No,
Yeah.
I
You
got
can,
you. Bro.
yes, sir. You can find Abby on Instagram. Is that your Instagram, right? Abby at
Yeah,
TVB and Instagram.
yeah.
And you can find me on Instagram at, where's my thing? Dang, where is it? It's gone.
Oh man.
What? They took it off. Okay. Hold on, let me write it down real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, underscore FLGZ. And you can Find me on Instagram at PROFO_FLGZ. This has been the Trades with Abby of the Bronx Boys. Peace.
Yes,
And
baby.
see you guys later.
Stay blessed, my brother. Stay blessed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.